What up? Welcome to the most amazing, controversial, outstanding, and all the other adjectives and adverbs to describe good podcast in the world. I am your host, Ugly Money Nietzsche. This is the Ugly Money Podcast, brought to you by 3 young queens. This stuff right here, as you can see, my elbows have chronically been ashy for years. I've tried every kind of lotion. I've tried Nivea, I've tried Dove, I've tried mane and tail. But not until we got 3 young queens, this shea butter, this organic vegan shea butter, vegan shea butter, were my elbows released from their chronic ashiness. You can follow them at 3 Young Queens on Instagram and 3youngqueens.com. All right, gentlemen, we are live inside. I'm going to teach y'all how to get some money today. Well, I'm not going to teach you. But I got somebody here to teach y'all. And before we do that, I need y'all to get them likes up. Smash that like button real quick. Remember, all super chats will be read and discussed in full. All super chats will be read and discussed in full. Drop a comment, drop a city. I might shout it out. But we got some mun-yuns for the fun-yun today. Ladies and gentlemen, that ugly money. I have entrepreneur extraordinaire. Grow better, grow faster, grow now. One of the largest podcast booking niggas in the world. I'm gonna give you this intro, so DJ Envy ain't got me. Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan Boyd is here.
Listen, man, you got the energy up high. I got to bring the energy up high, bro. I'm excited to be here, bro. What's good?
What's going on, my brother, man? I appreciate you making some time for us, man, to teach us how to get us some money, because we need some money, man.
And y'all tell me y'all was right by the promised land.
Hey, man, you know, I'm trying to get Rick Ross to goddamn let me rent a room over there so I can cap like it's mine.
You just got to get him to pull up, bro.
Is that what it is?
You just need him to pull up the one time.
Hey, man, you know, Rick Ross.
What's the number?
You got 100 rooms. I just need one. Hey, man, so first and foremost, before you became Brendan Boyd, the entrepreneur, who was Brendan Boyd?
I was always the same person, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The only difference is just my mindset. You know, like one of my mentors and actually one of my best friends always talked about like awareness. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of the information that you become aware of is always there. It's always been there. Your self-awareness has just increased. You know what I'm saying? This place has always been here. I became aware of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Slump gave me the information I pulled up. But Ugly Money Podcast Studios is always here. You know what I'm saying?
So a lot of times the money, the opportunities are already there. We just got to know the knowledge.
100%, man. The money's all around us. Everything in this room is money, bro.
You're right.
Everything in this room is money. Money is flowing right now, bro. The only difference is we're like closed off to the money. We gotta let that money flow into us. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this podcast thing, what I've been able to do, I've been able to combine my knowledge of marketing, digital products, and the actual podcast as an asset to build businesses and generate revenue.
So you can use the podcast to make money.
100%. Most people think you make bread from podcasting through YouTube.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Downloads.
Yeah.
And sponsorships.
For sure.
Right? But that's not the best way to make money, in my opinion.
Oh, man. This is an episode for me. Forget y'all niggas. I'm listening.
Now, what I'm saying is, that's not to say you don't make money that way, because clearly you do. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a YouTube plaque.
Hey.
You got a sponsor right here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you get these brand deals, right?
Hey, man, we try.
But if you're a brand new podcaster, none of that's available to you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got episode 1, it's not available. You might even have episode 100, but not have no traction, and those things still not available to you. So on the podcast side, I talk about like I feel like there's four foundational ways for you to monetize right now. You know what I'm saying? One of them would be build a community. So Nietzsche, I'm gonna ask you, you got the Ugly Money community or what?
No.
You know what I'm saying? So look, after this podcast, I'm gonna expect that you have the Ugly Money community, right?
I'm gonna make it.
And this is how it goes down. So where's a place you want to fly to, like a tropical place or overseas or something?
Puerto Rico.
All right, boom, we're going to Puerto Rico. We're going to go first class Puerto Rico, right? So when we're on the plane going to Puerto Rico, there's two different experiences, right? We're gonna go first class, but then there's economy.
Okay.
Economy, there's way more seats.
Yeah.
You got the third row. It might take you a while for the flight attendant, for the flight attendant to get to you. You might have to wait in line to go to the bathroom. Babies is crying. It's uncomfortable. Nobody wants the middle row seat. But first class, there's less seats. There's no middle row. You might even talk to the caption, right? Pillow, blanket, headphones, all of that's available to you.
Free drink.
Alcohol, all that's available to you. You get on first, you leave first.
Yeah.
Right, but there's less people. But they're willing to pay a premium for the access, for the accessibility. Same thing with the community. So what you want to do is you want to build what you would do is build a community around Ugly Money, give them access to behind the scenes interviews, maybe even with us. I'll give you an example. Maybe, this podcast 45 minutes out, however long it is, but maybe there's like 2 or 3 minutes of content that you record that you don't include in that when you release it.
Okay.
Right? And these questions that maybe your people want to know. Right? So you reserve a little bit for them.
Right.
Maybe weekly or bi-weekly, you do a Zoom with your people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You were telling me about the content day. Maybe your community can have the opportunity to pull up on content day. Maybe you take Ugly Money on the road. If they can pull up on the road. So basically what I'm saying is you want to build something that allows people to tap in a little bit deeper, because there's always a percentage of your listener or viewer that wants to go deeper. Even if it's 10%, you got 100 people that tap into the community. 10% of them, right? Let's say 10% of them is 10, right? Let's say the community is $99 a month. Now the podcast is making $1,000 a month off of 10 people.
Hey, I like it.
That's not 1,000 downloads,
Yeah.
right? That's not 100 downloads, right? That's not 5,000 views. That's 10 people. And all you got to do is continue to build out that one person at a time, right? Because you have something very special here, right? People love the energy. They love the cadence. They love the flow. They tune in live. They're watching replays. They're sharing it, right? But there's a percentage of your audience that wants more. And I know you want to give them more.
Yeah, I want to make more too.
100%, right?
I got 5 kids. I need it.
So the community is number one, right?
Yes, sir. I like that.
Number two, right? We're going to talk about affiliates.
Okay.
So every product and service that you use, that I use, right? There's every company, there's most likely an affiliate program or some type of referral program, right? So worst case scenario, Amazon has an affiliate program. So what you want to do is you either want to sign up directly with these brands, right, or these businesses or these softwares, or Amazon, all right? Or there's also affiliate marketplaces like Impact, right, where they have thousands of companies. You just go to them and they let you sign up to different people, right? Now with the affiliates, some pay out, one time. Like let's say I bought the 3 Queens, I might get $10 every time I refer, with 3 Queens. But then some of them are software, right? So with the software, let's say like a Go High Level or some other CRM, they might pay you out 20 to 30% every time somebody purchases it and keeps the software. So if I'm paying, let's say $297 to them, they pay you out 20% every single month. All you got to do is get a couple of people. Right, so I do what I like to call like your affiliate toolkit. Find the affiliates that make sense for you and start stacking them, and then you can start building. You can start creating and building commercials or live reads into each podcast. Podcasts are evergreen. Every episode can now start making money on its own.
So it's almost like a back end sponsor.
100%.
Where a sponsor wants, I need $500 for this sponsor, but I could literally sell 500 units and make 50,000
of anything.
Ooh.
Yeah, anything. You can look at it right now. Amazon could be an affiliate partner. You can go on Amazon. Anything on Amazon you can resell, and all you got to do is sign up to be an Amazon associate, and you get the link. Anything on there, you can get a link. Let's say this was just like, some beard oil. Let's say you put the link for the beard oil. Let's say I go to Amazon through this beard oil link, but I don't buy the beard oil. I buy some headphones. You're still going to get credit for that because I got to Amazon through your link.
That's
right.
Hard.
Now let's talk about like ADP, which is payroll. They're paying out $500 every time a small business gets payroll. So all I'm saying is you can find recurring affiliates, one-off affiliates, or affiliates that make sense. You can either build your own commercials, put them in a podcast, or you can do live reads, but always have your affiliate toolkit at the bottom of your description so people can tap into that every single time. Now the episodes are making money independently, right? Independent of the YouTube money.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how you start making money right now. Now, you got your affiliates, right? You got your community. Let's talk about digital products, bro. So digital products is any information that you know at a high level that you could package up into a digital asset one time, and then you could sell it forever.
D-Host. D-Host. 304 handbook.
Yo, and the thing about it is, my phone's over there, right? But the thing about it is this. That's funny, but it's true, right?
Yeah.
There's this dude in Canada, and there's this other dude in Vegas. They built full programs on how to talk to girls, bro. So there's dudes right now that got the money. They don't got the confidence. You know what I'm saying? They got the presence, but they get around women and they don't know how to talk no more, right? So you could package up that game. You could put it into a digital product. You could put it into a mini course. You can put it into a coaching program. You can put it into anything like that one time and then continue to resell it.
Just
right?
make it one time and make
it
money
one time. Forever.
That's crazy.
Right? And that could be anywhere from $47, $9.97. You know what I'm saying? It could be $5,000. You could build a like a mentorship around it if that's the thing, right? But then also with information products like digital products, anything you're learning right now, once you get it, you can create a product on it. It can pay for itself. Even how you set up this studio, there's people right now that have no idea how to set up a podcast studio, and they'll pay you to set up the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Stan. It's gonna be a good Christmas, dog.
So that's three. I just want to give y'all
That's three right there.
That's three. I just want to give y'all the foundation, right? I feel like all podcasters need these foundations. The fourth is what I like to call the VIP package.
Okay.
Right? So the VIP package is like going to the club, right? You can go to a club regular, right? You can just pay and just get in, or you could pay for a table. You pay for a table, you get a bottle, it's gonna come with you might get the little sparklers coming up, might get the shorties coming through, you get you get the rope. It's just a better experience, right? So in the podcast world, the VIP package is like this. If anyone comes on a podcast, right? Whether a podcast is charging or it's free, it doesn't matter. They come on, they do their thing with the podcast. The most valuable asset with the podcast is actually the content. What do we know about guests? They don't watch their show. They barely repost, right? And they definitely need content.
For sure.
So if you package up the content from each show and just sell it to them, they're going to take it. So what's the VIP package? Access to the long form, audio file, the video file, access to what, like 4 to 6 clips? You know what I'm saying? Maybe if they got a product or service, they can drop that into the podcast. You know, if they got an affiliate, they can get access to an affiliate. Maybe you do a shout out for them that could be like a selfie video. You package that up. Now you can sell that from anywhere from $300, $500, $750.
Okay,
$1,000.
so hold, slow it down, because I like this. Okay, okay. So say for instance, I'm doing an interview with JoJo.
Yep.
Right, Southside JoJo. And I charge them $300 for the interview.
Yep.
That's just the interview.
That's just the interview. That's not the VIP package. So
then I give them if you want the VIP package where you want me to clip it up, give you short form content, 4-5 minute clips, or what, basically send it to Slump to get Slump to do.
Yep, to get slumped up.
Oh.
Right?
Y'all niggas need the slumped up package.
Now we're talking
That's hard.
about, so you're like, hey JoJo, you want to come on a podcast? Cool. Are you interested in our VIP package? What are you gonna say? What's the VIP package?
Yeah.
Everyone gonna say that. You say, hey, cool. So what we notice is, when our guests come on, they really don't take full advantage of the podcast. So what we do, we have a package where you can take full advantage of it. We're gonna call it the content folder. Everything is in there for you. All you gotta do is just post at this point. You know what I'm saying? And because you're creative and your staff's creative, you can figure out other things that can make it personal. Like I just gave you a couple things to throw in there.
Collaboration posts.
Collaboration posts. You know what I'm saying? Email blast, text message blast. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. Maybe you can even have an additional option where, if they got a product or service, they pay. Maybe you have like a VIP plus or something, and that gives them commercials in future episodes.
Write that down, Stan. Oh damn, it's on our podcast. We good. Hey, that's cold. Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
It's the upsell.
Yeah, 100%. And most podcasters are missing out on that because they're thinking about sponsorships, brand deals. I need a large audience, right? They're not thinking about what is right there. That brings us back to earlier. We were talking about the self-awareness. It's always been there, right? You can get a brand deal right now if you go to your local area. What banks you go to, right? Where do you buy groceries from? Is there a coffee shop, bookstore, pizza spot? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you buy sneakers? Is it a local spot, right? These are all places that, you know what, they don't do no marketing.
Right.
You got a podcast, say, hey, listen, boom, I got a show podcast. We drop weekly, one time a week. So 4 to 5 shows a month. We got a couple slots, man. We'll promote your piece in here. It's only gonna be $350. You get 4 of those, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then you put them on a contract. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to y'all right now.
Yeah.
You put them on a contract. Now your podcast is already making what, $1,400. You know what I'm saying? There's money out here. I built and I teach this, right? I got programs and all this. I have all this stuff, but I teach this. However, the businesses I have came off of this vertical. Because if you gotta look at podcasts, it's like a tree. You got this podcast, there's all these other things you can build off of it because the podcast is the number one leverage, bro. It's the number one leverage asset, right? Somebody texted me earlier. They was like, "Yo, bro, I want to pick your brain." Yeah, ain't nobody want to hear that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
However, if he would have been like, "Yo, listen, I love what you got going on. I got a podcast. I would love for you to come on." Hell yeah, I'm coming on there.
Yeah.
You can get anyone you want right now to come on your podcast, right? 95% of people are gonna say yes. Now, if it's a higher level person, you might have to exchange some money. But if you exchange some money in exchange for, the value that the person is going to give you, now you could charge the next person.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because if I pay somebody $5K, $10K, or whatever that price is, but they got motion, that motion is going to flow back to me. That episode's go crazy. It's gonna level up my whole status.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to spend money. Money ain't real anyway. I'd rather spend the money for a real asset.
Hey, that's that rich nigga talk. I already talk that rich nigga talk. Hey man, that a lot of times we focus because I remember when I first started. Right, I started in 2018, December of 2018, and nobody watched it. And for 3 years, I literally made no money. I just spent money, and of the 4 things that you just described to me, I could have tapped into all 4 of those December of 2018.
100%.
And
you would have been profitable.
Profitable, not only I would have definitely not had to take a loss those first 3 years, just off the fact of, being able to monetize the small audience that I had. My first show did 100 views. If I got 10 of those people in the community or 10 of those people, you know what I'm saying? And so it's remarkable what you what you teaching because of the fact that there's more and more podcasters and like we're just breaking this, we're just breaking through. It's not even nowhere near as big as it's going to be. I believe that this space is going to continue to thrive and continue to grow in years to come. And so these are things that, podcasters and guys that's thinking about starting their shows need to know, like, yo, bro, where does that first bag come from? 100%, bro. Because before you can get, everybody wants to get the $100 million Gillian Wallow deal.
That's all they focus on.
Yeah.
So I used to talk to one of my boys who's an actor, right? And we used to always have this thing, right? His thing would be he only want to do big shit.
Okay.
Which is fine. I get it. But because he only want to do big shit, he misses out on all the small shit. But what happens when you collect all the small shit and then the small shit start compounding?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? You get one big move, you got to wait for the next one.
Yes, sir.
But if I've been collecting, coin, compound, coin, compound, and then I also hit a big shit, I'm ahead.
That's called ugly money, sir. That's called ugly money, sir. Them 5s and 10s you eventually lead up to hundreds, the thousands, to them M's. Now, man, you've worked with a lot of people in the industry, a lot of notable people. Tell me about how you got to working with Chris Brown.
Man, listen, bro, that's a really good question. So it was I had a clothing company. My clothing company wasn't my first business that I started, but it was definitely the first business that I started that had success.
Right.
Right. But it also, even though it had success, it had a lot of lows. But the lows always, brought the lessons, right? So we created this clothing company, me and my former business partner, called Society Original Products. And basically it was the word society flipped backwards, and our icon was a bike, right? It was streetwear, very clean, forward, you know what I'm saying? And I was just me. Like you asked me earlier, how did I become me?
How you playing? I think I've seen it before.
Yeah, that's what it was, bro.
That's crazy.
So I was me. What does that mean? That means I was still doing what I'm doing now, which was networking and building relationships. So back then, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just doing what needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? So Chris Brown was just one of the individuals that we connected with and we put clothes on during that time. But, I mean, we talking about J. Cole before the dreads, the weekend before he was high fashion. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Wiz Khalifa, you know what I'm saying, before he had dreads. Like a bunch of people, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Big Sean did our first campaign, Lupe Fiasco. I remember driving, no, actually not even driving. I took the bus to New York, bro. And it was a Lupe Fiasco concert. And I remember, like, I just had a backpack, some T-shirts. He was coming off the stage, and I threw one at him, and he caught it. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time I was able to get a product to him. You were talking about, Pharrell off camera before we started, right?
Shouts out Pharrell.
I met Pharrell literally the day after he removed his tattoos, right? In University of Hartford, they had a NERD had a they did Summerfest or whatever, and I gave him a shirt. You know what I'm saying? So we damn, this was a big one too. Do you remember Aaron Hernandez?
The football player?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So when he died, before he died, when he got arrested, when he got arrested, right? Boston Herald, he was wearing a Society hat on the cover.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So we've been on news.
Wait a minute, hold on.
ESPN.
How does that? Does that help your brand?
Yeah.
Even though.
Yeah. That's ugly marketing.
The only type of bad publicity is no publicity.
No publicity at all, bro.
The whole world saw that.
Yeah. So that was a really, just our brand in general. Like, we did some groundbreaking shit. We were in 8 countries. One of the biggest fashion boutiques at the time, I think they ended up closing their doors. It might have been like 2017 was Colette. You know what I'm saying? Or 2000, maybe it was 2000. I don't know. I don't know what time it was, but I remember the year before they closed their doors, we were able to get product on their shelves. And that was one of my goals, to get that particular retailer to carry our shit. Because that was for streetwear boutiques, that was one of the pinnacles.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That one in Paris. And then I got a chance to fly there and then buy my own shit from the store.
That's hard.
Which was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
But yeah, man, that was a good time. So there was a lot of the who's who of now's time.
Yeah.
That wore our brand back then. But it was also a time that I got a crazy lesson, bro. Crazy lesson. You would have been sitting next to a billionaire, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, this ain't no lie. I want y'all to pay close attention to me, especially if you have a business or you're thinking about launching a business. What you need to do, you need to understand trademarking. You need to understand partnerships agreements. You need to understand anything that has to do with your intellectual property, so even copywriting as well. So I say that to say, let me see if anyone's wearing some today. Let me see what you got on. No, all right. No one's wearing none today. But generally, most people, you might see 1 or 2 people nowadays wearing some jogger sweats, you know what I'm saying? Sure. Or some jogger pants, right? So 3 black guys in Boston, you know what I'm saying, created that. You know what I'm saying? So what we did was, one of the black individuals that helped us kind of brainstorm that was a buyer that worked for Karma Loop, which at one time was one of the top streetwear online retailers, right? So the buyer, and then it was me and my former business partner. So we're in our office, we're kind of brainstorming because he sees the forecast, because he buys this stuff, right? He's like, yo, what's trending right now is a sweatpant, because back then sweatpants was just wide.
Yeah.
They just went over your shoe. So he's like, what's trending now is kind of if we can make a sweatpant that somehow made your footwear pop, so then it would just focus on the shoe. So literally what we did was we cut the ribbing off a hoodie, the little part that goes on your wrist. And then we use what you call that? Safety pins.
Okay.
We safety pinned the ribbon on the bottom of a sweatpant. And then, we just threw it on. It was like, oh, this this kind of different. You know what I'm saying? So we tech packed it up, sent it off to China because that's where our stuff used to get made, and then they sent it back, and then we had a prototype, and then we showed him, and he bought like hundreds of like pairs, right? And then it launched on Karmaloop. The shit sold out. And then we was like, oh yeah, this is dope. Let's just keep this in the, we'll keep this in the orders, and like, let's order some more. Let's keep this in the style. Bro, we didn't know what the fuck we was doing. We created something. We invented something, right? So we didn't have no ideas about patents, anything like that. So we did not protect our IP. But if you think about it, every store from Walmart to Target to Fashion Nova all have joggers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we would have been getting those residuals off of that and then licensing that off. And I say that to say, when you're starting a business, you want to make sure that you focus on what's important. So if you got a business partner, get a partnership agreement. That's important, right? If you don't know shit about business, right, read. You know what I'm saying? Get into a program, get a mentor, get a coach. Maybe get an impartial party, because that was one of the reasons why me and my business partner broke up, because at some point we couldn't really coexist at the same time, right? He was very hard on his stance. I was very hard on my stance. We didn't have an impartial party that kind of like, be that third
mediator,
vote. 100%. So there's certain things in business that you could be dropping the ball on if you're not taking advantage of now. And that also leads me to something else, right? Most podcasters are running their podcast as a hobby, or they're running their podcast as just something on the side. They want to take it seriously, but what they're not doing is they don't have a media. They haven't built it up to be a media business. So what's that mean? That's mean, get your EIN, make sure it's an LLC or however you want to have it set up, bank account, business credit, get your DMB. Why? Because again, what do they want? They want money from sponsorships, brand deals, and having a large audience, right? Because they want the money. But if your podcast is set up properly, it can fund itself. You could go right to Truist and get a bag. You know what I'm saying? So it just needs to be set up properly for us to win. Yeah, 100%.
If you want to make money, you got to make a business.
Yeah.
Now, the bank has an internal credit score. What would be your rubric for ranking and engaging with podcasts?
Man, that's a good question. That's a new one too.
Hey.
So what I would say is I would say first, in terms of, okay, let me ask you this question. Are we talking about the legitimacy of a podcast, or are we just talking about if it's going to be a metric for success?
No, the success, the value of it.
All right, so number one, I would say it has to be set up as a business. That's number one. You got to be set up as a business. Number two, it's not all about necessarily the value of who you have coming on. It's about the value of the output, right? So are the assets quality? Do you have a I call it a 4P plan. It's your post-podcast promo plan. What happens with the content after the podcast is over? And are you looking to scale it beyond just doing shows? Because if you're looking to scale it beyond doing shows, then you would do something similar to what I did. Was I used it as a leverage piece, and I built 2 agencies off of it, right? So paying attention. You have all these clients coming on or guests coming on. What are they asking you? What are they missing? Like what do they seem, what is the 1 or 2 things that they seem like they all kind of have in common? Let's just solve that shit. Let's build something around that can solve that problem, which means we're generating revenue.
Exactly.
Right? And then once you get a baseline, you kind of run it like you would do, I think, like music. Bring other podcasts up underneath you. You know what I'm saying? Like teach them what you got, but then, take a percentage of what you can give them, because you already know you can help them monetize. So I think those things would be really good metrics to use to scale if it has a real trajectory or not.
No, that's dope. That's dope. So actually, because they say like sometimes that you'll make more money teaching other people to learn what you do than what you actually do yourself.
Not sometimes, bro. All the time.
All the time. Ah, man. Okay, so today everyone is podcasting, right? Everybody's potting. Do you feel that people need to chill, or or should we encourage other people to pick up the mic?
I think we should encourage it, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think if a couple reasons. One, it's gonna separate the real ones from the fake ones.
True.
Because 70% of podcasters don't last anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even get to episode 15. So a podcast like yours, it's gonna stand out. You know what I'm saying? Because these other shows ain't even gonna they're not gonna make it to the amount of episodes that you did, right? And it's gonna be easier for someone that might want to come on the platform and really give value because they're gonna be able to tell which a platform that's valuable and which one that's not, right? So I would definitely say that. Also, I feel like we should do it. We should encourage them because, in my opinion, I think hip hop is dark right now.
It is.
Right? So if you're a brand new creative, right, person and you want to express yourself, you can express yourself on a podcast and probably make more money faster than these artists.
Bomb drop.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the more that we encourage people to come on, the more that they're able to kind of push the envelope of podcasting as a culture. You know, you got people like David Shanza doing something very different, like with the Podcast Summit. You got people like me that's doing something different. Like, I feel like you can all bring in different elements, right? Even Funny Marco, right? His podcast is different. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
That chick Bobby, whether she's a plant or not, her podcast is different. You got these hoopers now that you know what I'm saying?
Killing it.
Right? So there's a lot of different flavors, and I feel like it's like early hip hop, bro. Now the thing about podcasts is this: podcasts always exist as an audio form, but the video podcast is what's new. That's like 3 years old.
Yeah.
It really started popping off like COVID, right?
Yeah, it really did.
So we're very in its infancy, kind of like you mentioned. So I think the more creative people that pop up, I think it's good. I think it's good.
All right, I wanna pick your brain on. Since you're here.
Hey, yo, let me send you a link, bro.
Yeah, right.
Send you a link real quick.
Tell me what you think, bro. Fuck with me, bro. Myron Golden.
Yeah, that's my coach.
Why did you pay Myron Golden $155,000?
Because the money don't exist anyway, but the information you're gonna give me is forever. So okay, let me break it down to you like this, bro. I paid him $155,000 in July. Last week, I made $155,000 in a week.
Myron, I'm on the way.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's not about the money. This is what I'm realizing this more and more every single day, bro. It's not the money, bro. It's really who you become, right? And the self-awareness. Because it's just always been there. Think about this. Think about the way that you think, the way that you move, and the way that you shake right now. And you put the way that you think, the way that you move, and the way you shake back then when you was like 16, 17. But all that shit, minus technology, was still available.
It's right there.
Right? We just didn't see it. You know, like back then, okay, what's the number one, I'm going to ask you, this is my opinion though, right? What's the most important thing in the United States of America? If you want to live here and thrive here, what's the number one thing?
I think you would need some funding.
Yeah. Okay. So, i.e., credit.
Right.
Credit ain't taught in schools.
Nope.
Credit in our culture is not taught at the kitchen table or the dinner table. But it's the number one thing that's gonna help you move and shake. Why? Because funding and credit gives you access to capital. Capital allows you to make more capital.
For sure.
And the shit don't even exist ever since they took it off the gold standard. So if you could take some fake assets, some fiat money, and we can invest that into real assets, and those real assets can create more cash flow, we up.
Big time.
Think if you had the knowledge about, I don't know your situation, but let's say you had the knowledge of that back then when we were 18.
That'd be crazy.
Right?
Crazy lit.
Or our parents, right? Because there's a thing, right? I seen it on, I think this reel yesterday, and this girl was talking about how, parents should set up the kids, like as soon as they turn 18, they should get the credit card for the kid. You know what I'm saying? Because you're already setting them up. So by the time they're 21, they got the 725 credit score.
In a lot of our households, we were taught to cut the credit cards up.
Yeah, but you should be cutting a debit card and keeping the credit cards. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you don't really fully understand how to use credit, what you should understand is this. If you have the right credit card, you're getting free money because credit cards give you cash back. Some of them give you cash back.
Yeah.
2, it's also going to give you leverage. If I spend the cash right now, guess what? I'm down. I ain't got the cash. But if I spend the credit, I have 30 days, even though I should pay it right away. I got 30 days just in case it was an emergency and I had to use the cash that was, that I had, right? It's the number one. It's the number one way. This is how these companies in America are, making so much money. This is how the banks are thriving. It's all credit. The bank's taking your money and loaning it to me, bro. And then you go back and ask you for your money. They're like, we ain't got it. You got to come back next week. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to the bank. Like, if you got a lot of money in your bank, you can't go to the bank and just withdraw it. They're going to schedule a day with you. They're going to schedule a day, schedule a time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just go get it, bro. You can't be like, yeah, let me get 20. I mean, maybe some banks you can, but most of the time you can't.
Exactly.
You can't just go up and get 20.
We have to order it.
They got to order it.
Yeah, right.
So that means they got all our money in their bank, but guess what? They loaned it out to other people. They're paying us back 1%, less than 1%, right? But they expecting to get back 5%, 6%, 7%. But shouldn't we get some revenue?
For sure.
So just imagine if you asked me for some bread, and I gave it to you. Let's say I gave you $1,000, right? And I'm like, yeah, give me $1,000, but yo, you're the homie, bro. You just give me 100 on top of that, so you're gonna give me back 1,100. But then let's say you loan out, 500 of that to Slump.
Okay.
And you like, Slump, you gotta pay me back, 15% on top of that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now Slump gotta give you back, he gotta give you back more money.
Yeah.
Right? So you give me back, you know what I'm saying? You give me back the money plus 100, but you up. But you don't even tell me you don't even tell me that you up. But technically, I should be in that revenue share. So the banks is doing this all the time. Right? So the only reason why we don't know this is because it's the awareness. We don't have the access, bro. Right? We don't have the access to, compound interest or self banking, the power of life insurance, you know what I'm saying? And then how, like, for instance, like, we make money from this podcast, we should be putting the bread into some type of asset that's just going to create money. That could be real estate. It could be stocks. It could be, crypto. It could be, we could buy a business that's already making money, right? That we don't even got to run. That already got staff. It's already printing money, but we just buy into it. And that's the shit that I'm on right now.
I like it, sir. I like it. Right now, besides us, what's your favorite podcast?
Man, that's a good point. Ugly Money.
Thank you. I mean, I knew that.
Ugly Money.
But outside of, my amazing self, anything else that really sparks your interest?
You know what? I don't think I have a favorite, but there's a couple that I be bouncing back just to kind of see what's going on. Actually, you know who shit is, damn, I'm trying to remember his name now. He's an athlete, but his joint is funny. He used to play for the Hawks.
Oh,
Teague shit is funny.
Yeah,
bro.
Jeff Teague. Yeah.
What's the 520? 520 Club.
Yeah.
So I rock with his joint. I go to Buttons podcast, but I never watch a full episode.
Yeah.
I like bouncing because he got like the segment. So I watch like a 5-minute, 6-minute segment, but I jump over there. There's this podcast, Rhode Island, called the Cat Podcast, Club Ambition. I rock with them.
Shouts out.
Chris Williamson got a fire podcast, so I tap in with him. But really, those would be the ones.
Yeah.
Those would be the ones.
What's an upcoming trend in podcasting?
Upcoming trend in podcasting?
Or in business in general?
Okay, in podcasting, I think I'm gonna give you some game real quick.
Yeah. Hold on, I got a button for that.
Free game alert.
All right, bro. Look, this is an upcoming trend, in my opinion, meaning it's trending forward, which means we're ahead of the trend, right? But if you're a podcaster and you have access to equipment, what I would do is I would either get a virtual assistant or I'll get somebody on my team in your local area, right, or tri-state, however far north, east, west, south you would travel. Get a list of all of the events, physical events. Put a package together, right? And then charge the events for you to be on site, do a live podcast, record the content for them, interview all the speakers, get testimonials for the guests. You're gonna add value to that spot. You could charge anywhere from 5 to 10 bands for that.
Write that down, Stan.
And if it's a small show, if it's a small event, it might be somewhere like 3. You just gotta make sure you're costing because you're traveling with equipment. But guess what? You're getting the testimonials that they need. All the speakers want content. They probably ain't pulling up with an independent shooter, right? You're gonna level up that event. You're probably gonna bring the energy, right? You're gonna make it better, and that's money you could probably make every single week. I would do the live events, bro.
Write it down, Stan.
Free game
So,
alert.
so it's basically like I would call that mobile podcast station.
That's
you know what I'm saying? At events.
See, kind of taking that red carpet interview and making it even more in depth.
100%. And you can knock them out. And then guess what? If you got your packages that we talked about, now you can upsell the people that are on the joint.
You want the VIP package, bro?
Listen. You're gonna get these from just from being here, but if you actually want to go a little bit deeper, we got this over here. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely do that. And I think another trend that is probably slept on is your podcast is a media business. So what that mean? That means you can potentially get access to shows, concerts, sporting events, comedic events, all that stuff. And all you gotta do is submit. I got a podcast. Your media, I would love to come up and capture an event.
That's hard, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's a slept on trend.
That's hard. Game right there. I might take this down on y'all niggas. They gave too much game. To pay me the VIP package for this information. Ah, man. Where are podcasts dropping the ball at?
Man, where aren't they dropping?
Right?
You know what I'm saying? I think they're dropping the ball at not being a business. I think that's number one. They're dropping the ball on thinking that they can only monetize the three ways we talked about: brand deals, sponsorships, and a large audience. So they're missing what's right in front of them. I think they're also dropping the ball by not using virtual. I think virtual is a great opportunity for you to interview somebody on the other side of the country, other side of the world, in another city, another state. And if you have a physical podcast, you can have a virtual component. Or if you want to get into podcasting, you're like, I don't know what equipment to get, and you're not really sure if you can commit to it, start a virtual show. You can do it on your
Shannon
phone.
Sharp and Chad Ochocinco are
That's the Nightcap, right?
Yeah.
And that's virtual.
That's hard.
And guess what? It's doing well.
Doing amazing.
You know what I'm saying? So
Hey.
it's just proving to you that you don't necessarily need to have heavy equipment, studio, own everything or rent everything. You could literally start from your phone or your laptop, get software. What's the ones I like? Obviously, you might need Buzzsprout. You could use Zoom. You could use Riverside FM. You know what I'm saying? StreamYard. You can use all these just to get started, but just have the conversations.
I like that. Simplify it. Get the content out there.
Just get it done.
Now, every time, Slump knows you better than I do.
Yeah.
But you always on the airplane. How are you paying for this? I'm pocket watching. Are you leveraging credit? I mean, can you put us on the sauce on why you always flying somewhere?
Yeah, I can. So I think the easiest way to fly, right? Travel hacking, right? So number one is I would definitely get accounts with all of the hotels. So like Bonvoy, Hilton, get register for all the honors. You know what I'm saying? So you can get rewards. So then when you book, you get free points. Those points are going to turn into rooms, right? Second thing I would do is there's a thing called a companion pass, right? So you can acquire a companion pass from an airline, and that companion pass can allow you to fly essentially whenever you want for a year. So if you acquire a companion pass, it gives you flexibility. Now this is the thing with companion pass, you also have to be flexible. You know what I'm saying? Meaning is
Flying standby.
You might be flying standby. However, it's not standby like you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna get on a plane. It's standby like you're looking at the manifest. Oh, this plane has 15 seats available. I'm gonna take this one. So before you even book that flight going to the airport that this is the one that you're gonna get on. So I think if you can combine a companion pass, and obviously you pay for seats whenever you need to, but if you combine a companion pass with access to rewards, right, it's gonna be easier for you to stay for the low, right? And you flying for the low, you have flexibility, and then you have your mobile podcast, and you work online. You can get paid while you're moving around, right? Or if you're someone that likes to stream or document the process, make that content, put it out. You got your digital products, you're monetizing it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just different ways. I think now that we all can make money. There's just so many different ways to make money. I think if you broke, you got to try to be broke.
Yeah, you got to want it.
You gotta just want to be broke. You know what I'm saying? And that's not no shade on anywhere. I'm just saying there's just so many different ways for us to get to a bag. You could sell somebody else's thing and make money. Like literally someone can have like, okay, let's, the 3 Young Queens. Let's say you was like, you know what? I like this product. I think I know some people that might want to buy this product. And you just start selling it. You could probably make a commission on every one of these.
Yeah.
Right? So there's so much money around, man, that you can make money from content. We was talking about Kai Cenat earlier. Mm-hmm. They stream it.
Every day,
right?
all day.
Your kids can be money. Your kids can be making money right now just playing the game.
It's
right?
a dope age that we're in.
Yo, you know there's an app, right? You can get paid for going on dates. You can get paid for having conversations. You can get paid for going to weddings, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's just it's here. We're in a whole new space. And guess what? You can sign up to all of that. You know what I'm saying? Anyone can do literally all of those things. But I think one of the easiest ways is think about what's a problem that needs to be solved. Who's in your life, family, friends, or co-workers that are always complaining about something?
Try to fix it.
Can you solve that for them, right? And then think about something that everyone needs. And if you can sell that one thing that everyone needs, you're never going to ever be without bread.
Hey, man. A lot of gems, Jay. A lot of gems. Before we get out of here, though, I got to ask a totally off-topic question.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Is your hat surgically implanted on your head, or does it come off?
It comes off.
Hey, my guy! You're definitely a hat guy. How should
it's important for branding, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. How should podcasts legally structure themselves, being that most eventually fall to shit?
Yeah. I think, well, again, if you're a solo podcast, I think you just need to set it up as a media business, which is i.e. just like how you would set up a business, right? But your code, right? Your code would just be like consulting or media, right? When you're setting it up. If you have a co-host, right, or you have somebody else on your team, maybe a producer or engineer that's literally a part of the podcast, you need a partnership agreement, right? So because that person might be coming in with the intellectual property or know how to add value. You might be coming in with all the equipment or vice versa. Like what happened with Cam and Mace, right? Mace bought into it. Cam said, "Yo, I started this for $250,000," right? Mace bought in so they could be even. Now they partners, right? Yeah. So like if you don't got the bread, you could work it out with sweat equity, but you just need to have an agreement to say, this is what I'm coming in with, this is my value, this is what you're coming in with, and maybe your value is gonna be vested if you perform these tasks, and then we the same, and then we can rock out. But you gotta have that agreement, because if things do fall, somebody might be knocking over, equipment, like it might get ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Just so everybody has a clear, concise understanding of where they're at, what we're doing, and where we're going forward.
Yeah, and then what's the vision? You know what I'm saying? Like what do y'all want to do? I think it's important. Like, do we have a monetary goal? Are we looking to leverage the podcast for something? Do we just want to do it because we like it and it's fun? You know what I mean? Like figure out exactly, what the ultimate goal, and then be flexible, because it can change.
Now, we were talking about affiliate links earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I vape all the time.
Yeah.
I vape all the time, and I've went to Exhale, the vape store up the street, and I've told them 4 or 5 times, I'm like, hey, you should promote your business on my podcast. They still ain't called me back. How can I make money with vapes on my podcast?
So why do you really like this brand? Does it matter?
No, it don't matter.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you this: do you have like a podcast one sheet?
Yeah, we got like a sponsorship sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is it updated?
Is it updated, Stan? Do we need to update it?
So you need to update. I will update that like bi-monthly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Keep it like with the numbers, guests. You know what I'm saying? If the studio changed, like put a commercial together, like put like a little reel together. Just keep it updated. What I would do is I would identify multiple different vape companies, right? And then I would reach out to all of them, and I would say, hey, listen, this is who I am. This is our show. This is our viewership. You know what I mean? These are different levels that you could potentially come on. I'm seeing that you're not really doing marketing, or you are doing marketing, but you're not marketing this demographic, right? You want to be a part of the show. You know, we got a season package, half a season, quarter season, couple of episodes, whatever you want it to be. Mm-hmm. And then you could say, hey, these are the different ways we could do it. Right? So I would do it like that. Now, worst case scenario, if you don't get a brand deal like that, you could still go to a source that might have affiliate. So I don't know what vape that is, but let's say that vape has an affiliate where, they're going to give you 10%, 50%, 20% every time a product gets moved. You don't even necessarily have to go to them for a brand deal. You know what I'm saying? Because you can just sign up and just get the money right now.
And just sell vapes on my own.
Sell vapes on your own.
Exhale, y'all got 20 hours to reply. Or I will become your competition.
Yeah. And another thing, if you really want them, I would identify who is their competition. Just go right to them. Be like, yo, listen, I gave them opportunity to tap in. They didn't tap in, so this is your big opportunity to tap in. You could be a partner, and we can go right at them. You know what I'm saying?
Cutthroat. I love you. You got 19 hours. Hey, man, before we get out of here, man, what are some things that people may not know or may not understand about you?
Man, that's good. For me, I think I'm someone that they don't know. Okay, cool. That they don't know. I would say that I'm into cars.
Dope.
Right? I like traveling. Mm-hmm. I guess you could gather that, but they don't know that I have Irish and Swedish background.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? Nigerian background, so that they probably don't know that. They probably wouldn't know that I stuck my foot in a lawnmower when I was a kid.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
How'd that turn out?
I got them all. I got them all.
He said I got them all.
They had to be stitched back on.
Wow.
I got them all. You know what I'm saying? So they want to know that. Another thing that they probably wouldn't know is, like, I'm really on a mission, man, to make as much money as possible, but not in a selfish way. Just because, like, what Myron talks about is, like, being the best version of you, and that best version of you is going to command the highest level of what's around, like a high power magnet. You know what I'm saying? So. And what does that money do? It just allows you to do things and experience life on a different level.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You can bless people. You can travel. You got to look at no numbers. You know what I'm saying? You could try the best shit or what they perceive is the best shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be like, man, I'm going back to my shit.
Yeah.
The shit I'm used to. But you can have these different experiences and do these different things and help people that really need, because, those that say they're going to help, they ain't really helping. Like, the government ain't helping.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's up to us to, really make the impact. But for us to make the impact, got to make the money. Because these buildings ain't getting built without the bread.
Nope.
They ain't getting renovated. You know what I'm saying? Kids ain't getting clothes without the money.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say that. And definitely someone that's always looking to level up, learn new things, and apply new things.
Respect, my brother.
Yeah. Oh, I can give you one more thing.
Yeah.
This is probably a surprise.
Okay.
To people that don't know me. I used to go to crack houses with my mom. So she used to take me to the crack house. I used to see her do crack and all types of other drugs, bro. My dad was one of them pops that would always leave you on the stoop. I'm going to come through, never come through. And then most of my family members, they passed away from lung cancer. And one of my brothers got shot. So those are things that most people wouldn't know about me, unless you know me from when I grew up.
And having those humble beginnings and tumultuous instances happen in your life, how do you get yourself up out of that to strive to become what you are today?
I think that's a really good question. I think the first thing for me is, this is probably odd, but I never thought it was happening to me. I think it was just happening around me.
Yeah.
So the fact that I looked at it that way, I could kind of like isolate it, and I never felt bad. For me, it was kind of like if you and I playing dice, it was what I got. So
it's your turn.
Like, I got to work with what I got. You know what I'm saying? So I think those are the reasons why I was able to kind of like continue to grow and just. Because I was like, okay, well, shit, I don't want to end up like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, my grandma, aunt, uncle, they all died of lung cancer. They were smoking. Okay, I ain't smoking. Mom died because of drugs use. Guess I ain't doing drugs. Dad died because of alcohol and AIDS. Guess what? I'm strapping up and I'm not drinking alcohol.
Come on.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at the lessons more so than, like, damn, I'm fucked up. I ain't got no family. I'm going to just stay here and I don't know what's going to happen. That's not what it was.
Heavy.
Yeah.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Squeeze, bitch. Hey, man, before we get out of here, brother, you got to let them know to follow you at any other shout outs you got going.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I got something for y'all. Listen, if you're a podcast, you want to learn how to monetize, I got a free program, 100kpodcastprogram.com, 100kpodcastprogram.com. Also, if you are someone that is a business owner, entrepreneur, you want to get more exposure, head over to podagency.co, thepodagency.co, or text the word podcast 213-410-4920, and you can find me on all social media at It's Brendan Boyd.
Appreciate it, brother. You can follow me at Ugly Money Nietzsche. This episode being brought to you by 3 Young Queens, and my elbows haven't been ashy all episode. Make sure you follow them at 3 Young Queens. Remember, the bigger the dream, the bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff. This has been the Ugly Money Podcast with Brendan Boyd.